Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would like to welcome everyone to a little happy place I like to call the Den. I hope all of you wonderful people are enjoying yourselves this evening. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. I am a man that makes terrible, terrible decisions, right? So I don't even know why y'all are watching this. But for whatever reason, I decided early on to run my mouth, say we're going live tonight. So we are going live. I've been up since about 3:30 this morning. I'm not as young as I once was, right? I don't remember the rest of the song. It's a country song, something else. But anyway, let's see what we got joining us this evening, man. Shout out to all the Den folks, all of y'all who were in here early. D the Gamma, HM, Miss Bell. Shout out to Miss Bell, holding it down in the Discord. Wink in the building, what's the motherfucking deal? Brandon A, what's the motherfucking deal? Jason S, Stephanie Paul, Montero, what's the motherfucking deal? How's everybody doing this evening? Man, look. Now, I'm not going to say that there's not a little bit of assistance for them. You know, you got to relax after a hard day's work, but it's really the length of the day. Like I said, I remember being young, being able to stay up days at a time. Don't worry about my little cheap cup from Food Town. All right, I don't want to hear it. They're like $3-4. So I thought I did something smart right before the stream. I thought I created some kind of fancy, tasty beverage, but I did not. I mixed some orange juice and some cranberry juice together. It did not come out like I anticipated at all. So I'll have to suffer through that. That's on me. Again, so like I said, let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about poly relationships, right? And the reason why I wanted to talk about poly relationships, well, first, addressing the thumb, no, I'm not gonna get in a poly relationship. Like, do you understand? It's hard enough trying to deal with one chick, right? Imagine having to deal with two, you know, and they say when women be around each other, they be syncing up, simpatico. And then you get two bras mad at you at the same time for some dumb shit, two bras on some goofy shit. And just, I mean, like, you know, because when you think about it at first, you're like, oh yeah, there's always the good side. And I'm sure there are benefits, right? But I'm going to be honest. I don't know if the benefits, you know, outweigh the cost. Because think about it. I mean, like, think of all the negative shit. Maybe I'm just a negative person, right? But think of all the negative aspects of a relationship and then multiply it by 2. And then think about it like, we're talking about females, right? Because women tend to get mad when, hey, Miss Shonda Tony in the building. Good to see you. Think about it, right? Shout out to Dan. I appreciate the love. And then shout out to Dan, man. I just saw something you had sent the other day, and I thank you. I appreciate that, sir. Shout out to Dan, the man with the plan. Man, I'm gonna come back to it. But like I said, I lost my train of thought. Oh, but women, yeah, like, so you talk about like 2 women, right? Or even more. Some people go into they get the expansion pack. But think of all the negative stuff of a relationship, and then think about like when women get mad at you. The thing about when women get mad is you don't know why. They just be mad for no reason. And they ain't gonna tell you why. You're just supposed to know. You're supposed to be psychic and shit. You know what I'm saying? You forgot her cat's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Some old goofy shit. But, you know, and so they imagine having to do that like times two, right? And Tulio, what's the motherfucking deal? Imagine like having to do that times two. Broderick. And I meant to say a belated shout out to Broderick. Had his anniversary the other day. So, you know, normally I don't give positives in the direction of Broderick because he's a terrible person. But on that one, I do commend him. But yeah, so like imagine having to do that with multiple women, right? So I don't know, but again, there's this wave. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a youth thing. Shout out to Shannon because he is kind of enlightened some of us old folks the other day. What's going on with the youth and how they view things. So maybe that's it. Maybe they're just like, hey, you know, I want to have my cake and eat it too. Whatever that may mean. So I don't think that ideally it would be for me, but I do want to know from everybody in the chat. And not only Gen Z, Jason is a bunch of dirty people in the world. I may know a few. So let's talk about the Denline for a second. Right. No, I'm like, Honcho, you said you're going to have the Denline, right? You said you're going to put the work in. You look at you, you're fucking off and you didn't do it. I did do it. Okay, I did. Look. I looked diligently. Okay. I went to the greatest extents possible. I checked my browser history. I looked at all my folders. I checked browser history and I saw stuff that I was ashamed of looking at. I forgot I even had them. I had to delete it. I was ashamed of it. I was disgusted at myself a second time. You know, post nut clarity. Well, you know, you see it a second time, just I disgust myself. But nah, I cannot. I mean, I don't know what happened. I do not know. I cannot even think of the name of the service. So one or two things happened, right? Because like I said, I went through a bunch of shit. So either they like deleted it right after I used it, which seems like unlikely, you know, because it was just like a little trial of the thing, but like it seems very unlikely. Or I just really, like maybe I had to maybe mistype something or put some kind of wrong information in, or I just really dropped the ball. But I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't find it, so we have an alternative sauce line, Denline. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the sauce sports. We have an alternative Denline, and we will be using that. So hopefully it will work just as well. So you'll be another slave to the pharmacy. Man, we live in a world of wild things, man, of wild people. Like, just the things that have been going on just around here in America. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, what was it, the Pride celebration in the White House? But it is what it is. I don't know if you believe in the Bible, you know. I don't know if you believe in higher power. But if you do, one or the other, I think it might be time to get real familiar with them. I should probably take this advice myself. But anyway, yeah, but I want to know y'all's thoughts on poly relationships. How y'all feel about them? Do you think that people need them? With so many lonely people out there, right? Like, do you think it would be ideal for a lonely individual to become a part of another couple, right? And then, like, who has rank, right? Like, how does this work? I mean, are there different rules? I'm sure there's different rules for different. I guess that's how they would work. But like, who Like, so say if like the couple was already a couple for like 3 or 4 years, right? And you bring somebody else in, right? Like, do theirs say so like less of a say so because they've only kind of been a part of this thing for a short amount of time? Like, you ain't put the work in, you ain't been through the ups and downs. Like, you just kind of new here. Like, do you get as much of a vote in what goes on? Like, I wonder if there's, I guess, like I said, I wonder if there's rules to this. Who makes the rules? Who gets to decide? I guess to each his own. Um, also, also, I want to know. I have a question. I'm gonna start trying to come up with a question uh, of the evening for the chat. Um, what is the most ghetto place you've ever been? Right? I know we're all from a litany of different backgrounds. I understand that, and I guess this could mean different things to different people, right? But the most ghetto place that you've ever been, drop that in the chat. And always, as we must remember, after the stream, we will be in the Discord having the after party. I don't know, I ain't gonna be in there as long as I was yesterday. But I gotta go to work a little bit later tomorrow. But we'll see how long this even lasts. This might be like an old den where I fall asleep on y'all. All right. So while we're doing that, let me make sure I got the new number correct. And we'll take some calls. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if this is gonna work. We're gonna find out right quick. Right. This is. I don't even know where this even came from. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, when I try to get this deadline together, I mean, it's a lot of tomfoolery going on. Climb a lot of hurt. Well, I guess it's part of like being cheap because not even necessarily being cheap, but because like I have to find one that has like certain settings that I like, and not all of them do the same thing. And so that's why I like using a little trial. So I find the one that does. I like them to not have a ringtone. Okay. Let me make sure I got my stuff together. This, and all right. A lot of hair here. All right. This looks about right. So let's see if this works. All right, cool. I don't know about texting the Denline because I know some people like to text. I don't even know if the text thing works. But that's fucked up, Miss Bill. So I guess in a sense it is, but it seems kind of fucked up to call the homeless camp ghetto. Feels a little bad. Oh shit, my fault. I just copy and pasted from the other number and did not take that into account. Two is the last digit. It's like playing the lottery, the last number. All right, cool. Let me make sure this thing. All right, cool. All right. 1 second, because I think I need to do a thing. Real quick. Hopefully this works properly. Right here. Okay, this should work. All right, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
I'm back, bro. What's up, man?
Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How are you doing, Mr. Dan? How have you been, sir?
Working. Got extended from my position at this job I have on base right now. Waiting on some things to hopefully fall in line. Doing some more studying. I already graduated, doing some more studying. Oh, by the way, I graduated magna cum laude. I'm not saying that it's Heidi here because Heidi was talking cash shit while I was in school, so she can go touch herself or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I'm trying to be nice, man.
Yeah.
I've started a lot of shit in the past years. Man.
Well, first, congratulations, and I'm sure she'll be willing to
Thank
offer an OnlyFans discount in your honor. You know how Heidi does.
She had that shit. She can. I'll pay her not to do it. I said that shit last time. I was like, I'll pay her not to do it. How about that? She can keep that shit.
That was terrible.
I'm good on that.
But that's what's happening.
No,
That's
man.
what's
I appreciate that, bro. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I've been
Hey,
good.
Sarah. What's up, man? Thank you, Sean. I'm reading the chat. I'm surprisingly, man. I'm not reading the chat eventually, but cool, man. Man, just trying to just focus on getting better, man. That's the main objective right now, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Damn, Sarah. Sorry to hear that. Oh, thank you, Miss Bell. But okay, poly relationships. Don't do it. I mean, look, I understand you can get the fuck on. I respect that. I get it. I get it. You know, you like to have your little cake and eat it to your options. But look, y'all better have some rules and regulations lined up, have a contract signed, all that shit in case of someone getting pregnant. Because, you know, and it's always some fuckery going on. And then I tipped earlier about a story I heard. This wasn't something I experienced, but something I saw in the news. I might have mentioned it before some time ago. I know I might have posted a video about it in the Discord some years ago. But there is and I'm pretty sure this is out of Portland or Seattle, so you got a bunch of, polyamorous relationships are really big up there. I'm not sure why. But then again, so's Antifa, so that explains why. So there's like, you ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, that game. It looked like a whole group of people who would play that game, no offense to D&D players, but it looks like they all started fucking like the same chick. This roly-poly looking, she looked like a warthog, bro. Straight up. And they're all just pile driving on her and stuff. There's like 4 white dudes and this one looks kind of Hispanic or something. And like, they literally did a video on some weirdo YouTube page called Love Don't Judge, right?
Yeah.
And, oh, hey, Sarah. And the thing is, like, initially at first, this is a website that likes to show alternative relationships, a lot of, LGBT stuff. They had one with, like, this one black dude. He's, like, in his 20s, messing like this 80-year-old white chick. Looked like some Get Out type shit. I'm serious. And this one, they focus on this story, too. Now, they eventually took this video off, and I explain why. So, you see these 4 guys talking about how they all like this chick or whatever, and then they're all living in this one house. She's pregnant now, and she says one of the guys is the father. I mean, fair enough. But there's one guy in the video, and you can see throughout the video when he just looks butthurt by the whole situation. And the kid's not his, by the way.
No.
And like, one of the weirdest things, I'm gonna post a video on Discord. If you look at the video, there's a point where like one of the guys is literally reaching over. He's like one person away from the chick who's the center of attention, and she's big enough. She has her own gravitational pull, so that makes sense. So he's like reaching over this dude who's pissed about the whole situation, and he's all rubbing her hand and shit. But like he's got his arm on this dude while he's touching the old girl, and like the dude just looks fucking angry. Well, this is what happens. The baby is born, obviously, and this fucking kid, he beat the baby almost to death.
Oh.
He broke arms, legs, skull fracture. Yeah. It's fucked up.
Now this was the reach over guy, or the guy who was pissed. The guy who was getting. It sounds terrible. It sounds really bad. I'm trying to say this without it sounding like really awful.
I got you.
Yes.
No, the guy who was getting like reached over, like
Okay.
he looks fucking angry at the whole situation.
Okay. So
and a lot of people did updates, about the situation. Like, yeah, we told you this kind of shit would happen. I mean, we've heard stories like dudes kicking in the door and shooting the shit up. Chicks do that too. Chicks start stabbing dudes and shit, and females the other. Y'all gotta have the rules and regulations set up before you engage in that shit. And even then, when it comes to love and lust and shit, all rules go out the goddamn window.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And if you want to engage in it, hey, good luck. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Look, I'm a lame nigga, right? I ain't getting no ass. Okay, so I ain't worried about it. I just see. I keep it a buck now. I ain't about to front for nobody. I don't give a fuck. I'm saving money out here.
Oh man, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you at all.
Fuck it.
Oh, well, I got you on the line, man. Dan, what would you say is the most ghetto place that you have ever been?
Your most ghetto place? Maybe Fayetteville, North Carolina. That was one of them. I did see parts of San Diego. That was kind of like the barrio, little North Park area. But yeah, I'd say the place I lived at was in Fayetteville. That was pretty good off Ramsey Road, and it's next to Fort Bragg. A lot of those military towns are kind of fucked up. I live in Norfolk, so yeah, another military town. There's some bad parts. This is what happened to me. So I was fucked up too. I was unemployed, sleeping on a dude's friend's couch because I had no place to live. I ended up getting a shit job just to, buy groceries and beer, of course. So anyway, I have like a toothache which turned into an abscess. So I went to like a free clinic or something because I had no money for like a real dentist. I ended up having to do surgery on myself. I was fucked up in the game, bro, straight up. Yeah. Anyway, so I go there, and like they said, you gotta wait a few hours. And while I'm waiting here, I see it's like a homeless encampment right where I'm at, like right near this free clinic. And so I'm waiting there. I have this T-shirt with Jimi Hendrix on it. It was like a T-shirt for like $5-6. I bought it. Just randomly just had Jimi Hendrix on it. And this is important to the story. So I'm just sitting there waiting, smoking a cigarette, popping Advil, like fucking Pez and shit. And this tall, dog shit smelling ass black dude comes up to me. I mean, I could smell him before I saw him. And he's like, "Hey, brother, is that Jimi Hendrix on your shirt?" And I was like, and I'm holding my mouth because I can't even speak. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, man. Why?" He said, "Nigga, fuck you." And then he walked off.
It's fucked up.
Fuck, man?
It's really fucked up because I know in the moment, it's kind of a shocking, but it just imagining that shit is kind of funny. Oh man.
Oh, it's funny in hindsight, but then I was like, if this dude swing on me, I can't only fight one hand. He hits me in my jaw, I'm done, bro. Yeah. And then he comes up to me like 2 minutes later, like, "Hey, bro, let me snap it, brother. Yeah, that nigga owe me money." I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I can't help you. I don't know. I just bought the shirt, bro." Yeah. And that's it. Oh, another place, Lumberton, North Carolina, where I went to school the first time at. I was at a party. I literally seen gunshots there. I literally see the spark of the pistol and shit. It was a race riot popped off. Me and my people walk outside. It's a long story. So we walk outside, and like some local drug dealers were mad that some dude took his chick or some shit. So he let us start spraying. Blackout, blackout, blackout. I started ducking and rolling and shit. So I just said, okay, all right, fair enough. Welcome to the country. Yeah. That's got one of the highest crime rates in North Carolina. Pembroke, which is in Lumberton County. Pembroke, North Carolina. One of the highest STD rates in the high schools. It's pretty bad there, too. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much two of the worst places I've been, all in North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. And North Carolina, it doesn't seem like it gets the best rap sometimes. They did take their shirts off and wave them around their head like a helicopter. So there's that.
Man, bro. Motherfucking Freak League came out when I started going to school down there. They were playing that shit all the time, bro. Lil Jon, Dan, when that came out, he was ready to shoot each other. Actually, yeah, a bunch of dudes got shot in the club in Fayetteville around 2003. It was a bunch of military dudes, like 6 people got shot. They had to shut the club down. Oh. What else is new in the hood? That's his hood shit. Niggas get shot. It is what it is.
Yeah, niggas die every day, B. Yeah, my motto, more than 3, I shall not be. I can't do it.
More than 4, hit the door. Absolutely. Yeah. That's all I got, man. Just good luck with polyamorous relationships and just stay out of the hood, man. Yeah. You ever heard what Scott Adams said, the cartoonist?
I heard there was some controversy with it, but I don't know what it was that he had said that got everybody all riled up.
Basically, so there was a poll that came out. NBC released a poll on Twitter. Obviously, so much racial discontent in the country, and mission accomplished. So it said they polled like 1,000 black people randomly. Do white lives matter? Like 51 or 52% said yes. Like I'd say around 35-40% said no or undecided. Then like the other percent said no, they don't matter. So it was like half people said they do matter, the other half either don't know or don't think they matter. And Scott Adams saw this poll and he said, "Look, white people, just get the fuck away from black people. It's over." And I started laughing when I heard that. I'm like, yeah. I mean, he didn't call you N-words. He didn't say anything like that. He didn't tell white people, "Hey, look, if half these group people most likely don't like you, you have to be concerned about your own safety and the safety of your family. So just leave." You know, he said he's been helping black people for years, and all he does is get called a racist. So just get the fuck away. And I'm like, why y'all mad at him? Y'all been don't y'all hate gentrification? Y'all can't wait for white people to get the fuck away. So he's just doing what you said. So why are y'all mad? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. You know, people gonna be bad no matter what. You know, you're damned if you do.
And then
you're
if we
damned
know
if you
the
don't.
first thing, I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, and the first thing a black person comes home with some money, oh, they're getting the fuck out there. The first thing smoking. They out. So why are they shocked? Because they do the same shit. And you know why? Because you stay in the hood, you will become a victim of the hood.
Yes.
Every time when these rappers go back to the hood, Young Dolph, MO3, man, I lost count, bro. I mean, how many rappers got murdered going back to the hood for a cupcake or some shit? It just Boosie didn't go back to the hood. I mean, he might, you know, drive through the hood, but Young Boy, yeah. Look, I can't even talk about Chicago dudes. What's the one dude? Doug. People been telling him to get out the hood.
No.
Oakland, black people again. Mike, I suppose so. Yes. I'm talking about the hood, really. Not necessarily black people, but just the hood. That negative mentality that doesn't reward success. It rewards success with people trying to take your shit that you worked hard for.
Yes.
And why would you stay there? You can try to fix things, but it would take a massive amount of resources and a changing of the thought process of that community before anything changed. You know, in my humble opinion. And that's not gonna happen anytime soon. So if you have something important, if you want to protect your family, when you can, just leave, bro. When it comes to the hood, I don't care where it's at, east, west, down south, midwest. Just get the fuck away, man, before you become a statistic. That's all I gotta say, bro. That's it.
Okay.
But I'm cooning, so it is. That's why I ain't bother arguing. I'm like, hey, I am that coon. I am that house nigga. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've heard that term. Oh man.
It would be when I call and you hear it again. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, to bring back good memories. Good memories.
Oh man, look. If I didn't do it, Chicago Mike would have done it. I'll just put it like that. Yeah. That's all I got, man. I'm starting to ramble now. That's all I got.
It was good. Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, Mr. Dan, the man with the plan, it's good to talk to you as always.
Thank you.
But no, I agree. I think that you definitely probably want to stay away from the. I know a person like me. I guess you got to be a different type of person to want to deal with that. Like I said, I like peace. I like peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think that you get that, when you add additionals. And again, like you said, somebody's always gonna get jealous. That's crazy as shit, though. That's crazy as shit, especially like 4 months. Like, how do you gotta like schedule appointments and shit? Like, it's definitely out of control. But what about those people who are just really, really desperate for something? I mean, they just have no shot. Is something better than nothing?
And what are we talking about exactly? You talking about like poly relationships?
In the poly, in the poly relationships.
You know what? I mean, immediately, you get some sex and that's nice and all that, but you can't live off that. In my humble opinion, I think a stable relationship is more than just sex. It has to be a level of trust and dedication to each other. Now, you may have situations where the man's leading the household is more traditional. Maybe the female's the moneymaker. I would love that. Shit, go make that money. I'll clean the house out, spick and span. I'll clean this motherfucker butt ass naked. I'll be doing squats and everything. And I got you. You come home to a clean house and a swole ass husband. Shit, you good? You ain't gotta dump me and kick me out the house. Ain't trying to go. Shit, I'll marry Oprah. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. But anyway, but you can't just live off the sex because eventually that won't be enough, and then you want to be the main person in the relationship. That always happens. Like I rarely heard of a polyamorous relationship that lasted more than 2 or 3 years. No. And sometimes they end violently. Like I told you about that dude who almost beat the baby to death because he was. I don't know. I guess everyone else was out fucking doing. I don't know what they were doing, but they left him raising the kid, and he fucked that kid up, bro, straight up.
I mean, think about it. Like that has to that has to fucking eat at you.
Oh
Man.
my
Like,
God.
I'm just like I like to try to put myself in other people's shoes, right? So I'm just
Yeah.
thinking about that guy. What made him snap? The fact that he's probably pissed, like you said. Well, he's probably getting the least amount of time. Two, random kid that is not mine, I'm having to deal with while this chick is getting ran through by the other two or three dudes in the house, and I
Yeah.
gotta watch the baby. That
Yeah.
hey man, like, and he's just, and I guess at some point it has to. And I'm not justifying it because there's gonna be someone, look, he's validating the guy beating up the baby. Alto's a terrible person. No, I'm just saying like, what made the guy snap? At what point do you snap? And I mean, I think it has to be around that kind of little collection of ideas somewhere. And I think they'll make any sane. Well, I don't think any sane person would get in that situation in the first place. So
Hell no.
let me think about it. But I think it would make it would make anybody snap. It would definitely be a bad thing. No, see, Delta Echo Golf. I wish I could put myself in other people's shoes, but my feet, unfortunately, are rather large, and so it's hard to find somebody. I'll be watching. I'll be looking. I'm gonna catch somebody slipping one day. When I do, I'll let you know. I'll put them up on the screen.
Oh shit, no. Man. There you go, man. There you go, man. Yeah, now that's one thing. Like, I mean, now when it comes to polyamorous relationships, traditionally the one I see the most is, like one guy's got like 4 or 5 wives and shit. They have a reality show about that, sister wives and shit. And I mean, if that works for y'all, cool. So, like I said, you've got to have your rules and regulations set up and what days of the week. I think when that dude's turn of the week to, pump and dump, and that's why he snapped and beat that baby almost to death. I mean, he fucked that kid up. I mean, the fact that situation happened is kind of amusing, but the fact that child almost died because of this fucking degenerate, that's not amusing at all. That's not amusing.
Yeah, that's definitely some wild stuff. William, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I can't read your Spanish. So it's just it's a crazy situation. But the sister wives thing, I'm actually kind of thinking about that, right? I got to put a spin on it. I'm thinking. This now I've changed my mind because it's just that thought right there. Because if you can get 2 women to cooperate, then that's less time that you have to spend. Like, they can do all that weird shit together. And so you can go do whatever the fuck you want to, and they don't have to be calling bothering you. You like go hang out with your sister wife, go watch, your TV shows and things. And then you don't have to deal with that. So it could possibly free up some time for you. So I don't know. There could be 2 sides of this, but I think I'd rather not take that gamble because for some reason I think it'll just end up with 2 chicks nagging you for your time instead of them actually wanting to hang out with each other because women don't like hanging out with each other really. But anyway, okay.
Oh yeah. Like, and I was thinking about that previous story. Men are generally more territorial. It just goes back kind of the genes and testosterone and shit. And I'm just trying to picture that guy's thoughts that night when he decided to harm that child. He's probably thinking about everybody mudding and groaning on top of that chick. You got this whining little bastard in the back, like, that ain't my kid, why am I here, bro? You should have just left, bro. Don't put yourself in a situation where you even have those thoughts into your mind. Like, just get the fuck out, bro. Do what Scott Adams said, just get the fuck out, leave, bro. That's it. Just do what Scott Adams said, just leave. If it's a bad situation, just dip. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just do what Scott Adams said, bro. That's my motto. Just do what Scott Adams said. Just dip.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah, I mean,
Before you catch a felony.
Yeah, that's my hope. Like, I don't be understanding it. Like, I'll be honest. Like, if I was white, I wouldn't be giving a damn about what niggas had going on. I would be elsewhere, unbeknownst to niggas. Like, I'd be nigga free. I wouldn't even want. Is this rap music you guys are playing? This is terrible. Get this Jungle Bunny music out of here. I don't want to hear this shit. Like, I'd be the most racist white person of all time. Like, I'd be in the history books. But that's a whole nother stream.
It's coming back. I see it's coming back, bro. Yeah, you're right. We'll say that for another day. I ain't even worried about it right now. I ain't gonna worry about it. I've said enough social commentary. I'm falling back.
Speaking of racist white people, hey Heidi, what's up? Oh man.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Here we go. When I kill that dude in the subway, what dude in the subway? What you talking about, Jason? I'm curious now. What's
Oh,
going on?
The Neely thing.
Oh, Jordan. Oh.
Yeah.
Would I kill him? The chokehold I found was fine. I don't really care about that, honestly. I mean, I'm sorry the man died, but from my understanding, he was terrorizing people. But you're dealing with the New York Soros DA, so good luck to him on that shit. I think Daniel Penny or Pearl, or I forgot what his name was, but good luck to him on that. Dealing with a woke ass DA. Good luck, bro. That's it.
Mm.
And I love they kept some pictures of him, when he was doing the Michael Jackson impersonations. And that's the first time I saw him when he cursed out this one dude that this one dude he used to be on Howard Stern show like back when that guy was relevant. And like this guy antagonized Jordan Neely, and Jordan Neely almost got up in his shit. And it was funny. It was funny. It's sad the guy's dead. It's just like all the centralization of the case that the media loves to do, like the quote unquote city bike Karen, I think you call it, the bike situation. It's fucking stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Just let the facts of the matter come out. Show your receipt. Get your lawyer. If there's defamation suit, then file a counter defamation suit. This is America. Litigation happy. Go nuts. Anyway, that's that city bike Karen situation. It's stupid. So just show your receipts. That's all you gotta do. As for Jordan Neely, I don't know. We'll just hopefully play out in court. That's all. That's it. Hopefully there's some other videos floating around here because, no one wants to intervene anymore because you end up like that dude.
Man. Right. All right. Oh, man. That's actually a very interesting something. That brings up a point. I'm right. I'm going to jot that down.
Yeah, I wouldn't interfere either. I just got up and I did Scott Adams said I'd have got up and got the fuck as far away from that crazy motherfucker as possible. And if dude started trying to choke him out because he's a Marine, he's trying to save the world and shit, and it is what it is. Good luck to him. I just don't give a fuck no more. Like, look, man, I'm just trying to go home and I'm trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Well, first, I'm trying to stay alive. Get the fuck out of New York if possible. I know it's hard to move, but if you can, leave. That place is going.
Have you seen the song? Have you seen the song from the chick, Get the Fuck Out of New York? Like, oh man, when you said that shit had, oh man, look. Bro, this chick, I haven't had a nightmare since I was a young child. This chick instills fear in me. Like, this is I think it's the same chick I'm thinking about that sings this other, with a man. She's a very aggressive looking woman, right? I mean, I would move off the sidewalk if I saw this one stomping down. But anyway, yeah, there's a song called "Get the Fuck Out of New York." But I find it really funny because everybody is getting the fuck out of New York, right? Everybody's fucking. It seems like all the Californians are coming to Texas, all the New Yorkers are going to Florida, and just fucking the culture up.
Just like California.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I'm telling you, look, y'all voted yourself in a situation. Go vote yourselves out. If possible. And don't leave because they'll bring the same mentality that got them there in the first place. It's like communism. Oh, well, it didn't work that time. We'll just try it again. Sure, man, people die of starvation, and you have a secret police club people over the heads because they had the wrong speak or wrong thing. But we'll try it again in different countries. It's got to work eventually. Okay, yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck. It's also tiresome at this point.
At this point, you just got to watch it all crumble.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's really all I got, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, just get the fuck out of New York, but leave mentality there that allowed New York to get that bad. I went to New York to get back to the 1980s. You have a lot of. You remember Bernard Goetz, the story, the guy who shot them 4 black dudes in the subway? I don't think he killed them, but he shot them, though. He shot the shit out of them. Yeah. You're going to start seeing more of that if this keeps up. You'll see more of the New York chokehold subway situation. You'll start seeing more of this. There probably is more of this. It's just that since this is the white guy did to the black guy, the media will focus on this, just like that bike carrying situation. Yeah. So supposedly, I'm trying to understand this. Supposedly, shout out. Yeah, straight up. Supposedly this pregnant woman got these 4 tall teenagers, young adults, and she's threatening them. Okay, you want to run with that story? Go ahead.
No.
All right. Okay. I'm just letting this go to trial, civil court. Let's just do it. Take it to trial. That's it. Take it to court. Ain't that what Young Thug said? Take it to trial.
Yeah. You got to learn how to use the system in
And
your favor.
Gunna didn't. It's when them niggas sit there. Yo, Thug is done, bro. He done, bro. Melly done too. Look, all these dudes is washed, bro. Look. Go get a different job, man. This rap shit is washed. Unless you're doing positive rap or some sort of like rap core like Tech Nine shit. Leave this Thug shit alone, bro. You will end up dead. These niggas will chop your body up and chop it up in like 40 pieces, bro. Just leave this shit alone, bro. They'll shoot you in the head on your porch in front of your mother and your daughter. They don't give a fuck.
Damn.
And that's what it is. Yeah, my chair is kind of broken. There's facts at it. Yeah.
No, I think mine over here squeaking. Yeah. I think I put on a little weight. Oh man.
I'm talking about my chair.
That's terrible. Yeah, this smoke detector thing. I did not know this was really a thing that has been allocated to the African American community. I was not informed. I don't think I have the updated handbook containing that information. I've been seeing them little memes and shit going on around. That shit's funny as shit. But yeah, I did not. I was not aware that was on us. That's fucked up.
There's a certain frequency we can't hear, and it's putting people's lives in danger. Heidi, how dare you make fun of this situation? Just like making fun of sickle cell. Only black folks. See, I can't even see what you just wrote. Sure, I don't even know what that means. I'm black, so I can't hear that frequency. I can't read that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm. That's all I got, man. I'm about to take a shower because I went on the run earlier today.
Okay. Well,
I'm tired, bro.
Mr. Daddy, man, yeah, I'm probably not too far behind you, but I appreciate talking to you, man. It's definitely good to hear from you. Like I said, it's been a while, and of the many conversations we had, man, I just definitely appreciate getting chopping up this.
Oh, man, likewise, man. I appreciate it. I hope things are going all right for you, man, and I'll continue to support when I can, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, man. Have a good night, man.
All right, Ms. Dan.
All right, shout out to the Dan. Heidi, have a good night. Take care, Heidi. Love you. Okay,
yeah, this thing is just all BB and stuff. Man, I got a sad story to tell about a young pup I encountered today. So I had to go to a storage facility to do some stuff. And I'm in the work van, and this little dog follows me into the storage facility, right? I could tell he was like a stray. But first I had to hop out, hit the little button so I could get the gate access because it was like early in the morning, like that's 6 in the morning. Well, it wasn't that early, 6 in the morning. And, I was being a fat ass. I was eating some McDonald's. And I drive in, I see in the little side mirror, I see the dog like falling behind the van, right? And I was like, oh man. So I'm like, damn it, dog, don't follow me. I got like a hole. I hadn't even got my route started. And so, I'm like, I gotta drive like to the back of the little facility or whatever. I mean, this motherfucker just follows all the way over there. And motherfucker, he was a puppy, but his life like, no, he's gonna be way too big. I was thinking about keeping him. I did not keep the dog, but I did feed him. I gave him my fucking breakfast sandwich because he looked hungry as shit. Yeah. And then I made sure he got outside the little facility, but yeah. I was like, I was on the borderline of like, man, I'm gonna throw this dog in the damn work truck. We gonna ride, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But I just said I could tell he was a puppy. I was looking at them paws. He gonna be too fucking big. Shout out to everybody who came in while I was chopping it up with Mr. Dan. I was about to shout y'all out, but now we got a call coming in. I don't even know how to work this thing. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Reverend Brooks.
Reverend Brooks. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're sitting in the den having a good old conversation about poly relationships. What are your thoughts on poly relationships? Do you think they're a good thing, a bad thing, or why are they so trendy now?
They so trendy because your boy brother Polite made it trendy when Jesse Lee Peterson interviewed him and his 3 wives.
I didn't see that one. I ain't seen Polite in a while, man. That's funny.
Bro, you got to watch it. It's so hilarious, bro.
Man.
Man, I think you biting off more than you can chew if you go that route, man. One is hard enough, but more than one in the same household, I don't see how you can keep your sanity.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I know what most men initially think. You know what I mean? You think about the benefits, but you got to think of all the negatives too that go with it. And I think that's where you really want. You're gonna get more of that. You're gonna have more of that time going on than the other time. So yeah, it's a very interesting situation. So you think?
I think it would be more negatives than anything, to be quite honest with you.
Have you ever heard of a successful relationship, a poly relationship?
No, I don't know anybody that's involved in any way they all know about it. So, no, of course not.
Okay.
I mean, that's something that I don't. There is I don't know how big the movement is, but probably over the last 5 years, I've been seeing more of that uh, polyamorous relationship type of stuff. You see that stuff on YouTube a little bit and all of that, but I don't know how any man can literally deal with all of those emotion swings of multiple women in one house. Now, I'm saying that because I live in a house with a wife and 2 daughters.
Mm.
That's bad enough.
Mm.
Now, if you got multiple women that you are involved in a uh, sexual relationship in the same home, I don't know how that would work. How does your time work? And how do you spread it amongst the multiple partners in that relationship? I think it's stupid,
Mm.
no doubt. But even if you found ways to justify it, and I know you got a lot of cats out here that'll try to say, "Oh well, they justify it in the Bible." Man, I'm not trying to hear you miss me with all that foolishness. But hey, if you can make it work, more power to you. That's your own cross to bear.
Yeah.
I just don't see how it's possible to work. I would advise against it.
Okay. Let's have a hypothetical situation here, right? A hypothetical
I
Reverend
like
Brooks.
hypothetical.
All right. A hypothetical
Okay.
Reverend Brooks. Hypothetical Reverend Brooks has somehow ended up in a poly relationship, right? And you have 3 wives, and they've come along at different times, right? How do you
One.
think how do you think someone would determine the status? Is it by time? Is it by effort? Like how would you handle a situation like that? Who is there a ranking? Is everyone treated equal? How do you think that should be handled?
You can't treat them all equal. You have to you would have to act like you treat them all equal, but in your mind you already know that you can't treat them all equal. And you would probably have to rank them in your mind based on certain skills and abilities that or uses that they have, uh, so to speak. So for me, if hypothetically speaking, hypothetically,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hampton and me, right? Uh, First of all, I'm gonna start with rank number one is gonna be the best cook,
Okay.
hands down.
Now, does she have to
The
cook for
best cook.
everybody?
I don't care if she cooks for everybody as long as I'm eating.
Okay. All right.
No, as long as I'm eating. And here's the thing. Let me take it back. She doesn't have to be the best cook, but she has to cook on a consistent basis. The one that makes sure that you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. She is going to be ranked number one because she, no matter what, is going to hold it all down.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Uh, I guess the second one would be the best in the boudoir.
Okay.
Uh, and the third, I guess, would be the sort of the snacker. you know. I don't know why I'm saying three, but I'm just
Yeah.
thinking, hypothetically, I got three of them, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So the, the third one would be the slacker that just kind of fills in where the other ones need a break type of situation.
Okay.
That's my hypothetical.
Okay. She like a swing tackle almost. Okay. Um.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
you go.
Um. So what about we said the one that cooks, the one that's willing to cook, breakfast. Lunch. What if she's the worst cook but the most willing cook?
Mm. Well, if she's the worst cook and the most willing, it has to be edible and it has to at least have some flavor. If it's awful, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that she spends most of her time around the best cook so she can pick up some good traits, and then she can bump her ranking up.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
And I don't know how anybody else would rank it, but I guess it's just me being from the south. Uh, that food or the meal preparation
Mm.
that has to be paramount. That's number one.
I asked a secondary question earlier. I don't know if you were in here when I did or didn't. And if you are in the chat and you didn't answer the question, please answer the question now as I asked, Reverend Brooks. Mr. Reverend Brooks, sir, what or where is the most ghetto place that you have ever been?
Yeah, I heard the question and I didn't answer it because I was pondering on that for quite a while. And I kind of got saddened by the fact that I had to ponder on that for a while, that nothing just immediately popped into my head, which told me something about myself
Mm-hmm.
at the same time. That if I don't have an immediate spot that I can say is the most ghetto place that I've ever been, it probably means that I've been in some pretty ghetto spots for the better majority of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't just pick out one. Uh, I could say my hometown. I could say my hometown, my wife's hometown. I could say Galveston. Uh, it might possibly be Hitchcock, Texas. Uh, it is pretty ghetto there. But if I'm being honest, there's probably no other places that I've been as ghetto as anywhere on southwest in the southwest side of here.
Mm-hmm. Whew. Yeah, okay.
And I mean, and when I say southwest, I mean from let's say from 45 south, really south to southwest. So 45 south all the way to Highway 6. Everything in between there. Now, although in fairness, there's some very nice places. in that area of land, but we know Houston don't have no zoning laws. So, you might have a hood spot next to a $1 million home. That's just how it is in H. But yeah, Southwest Houston, A-Leaf, Little Mexico on the southwest side. That's pretty doggone ghetto. Over there off the Rampart, you know, Fondren Hill, Providence, and there, Charlestown area is pretty doggone ghetto over there. But there's not one particular place that that just pops into my mind where I say it's the most good ghetto place that I've ever been.
Okay. Okay. That's that's an interesting self-analysis. Uh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it kind of saddens me as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm kind
But
of the same
it
way.
makes me more of a well-rounded person because I've seen uh, the best and the worst. You know,
Mhm. I can agree with that. Yeah. You've
and it did motivate me to not want to live the rest of my life in this type of place. I can say that. It's super motivation. Now
uh,
the better question would probably be, and you might want to pose this for another stream.
mm,
Who is the most ghetto person that you've been around, or the most good person that you've been around? Uh, that'll open up a
mm,
whole other can of worms.
that's a very good question. Let me put that on the.
But for that, I have a list.
That's a very interesting question.
Uh-huh.
Good stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, man, I heard. I just wanted to touch on that. I heard Dan talking about the Jordan Neely thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I didn't really keep up with all of the details about that case or whatever, but you know, I was just looking at the fact that he ended up getting indicted or whatever, and he's gonna have to go to trial for it. But man, the saddest thing about that, from the little bit that I do know, is nobody said anything about the black people that was helping him to restrain this dude. It was just him.
Yeah.
But of course, that's the society we live in today. Everything is black is right, just like we were talking about yesterday. It's just part of that entitlement, racism, or reverse racism, or whatever. Uh, when black people can do no wrong, and uh, just being white is a sin in itself.
Hmm. So how do you think we rectify that situation?
Well, how you rectify that situation is you start to encourage white people to to glory in their whiteness. Don't be afraid to be white. Don't be afraid to wear a shirt outside in public that says white pride or white power. Um, just don't do that on the southwest side of Houston.
Yeah, don't do it on the
Uh,
southwest side of Houston.
that might be detrimental to your breathing. Um, but again, and I say that in jest, but at the same time, I honestly do think that in this day and time, that white people should stand up for themselves a little bit more. Because sometimes I see the way that white people get done, and I'm like, man, you can't just let black people punk you just because of something that your ancestors might have done to their ancestors, which is a small percentage chance of that even being factual. But we all know the stigma and all of that from what's going on in the past and whatnot. But I'm just saying, white people, start sticking up for yourselves more. Don't just allow anybody to call you racist. This probably, and I'm not gonna go off on this tangent too long, but this is part of the problem that I have with Republicans, as far as like white Republicans. because a lot of times they get charged with being racist, or somebody called them racist just for having a difference of opinion, a different preference, or seeing things a different way. Don't just let these people call you racist. Come out and stick up for yourself. You know, uh, be proud of who the heck you are. Like your boy Jesse Lee Peterson said, July is White Pride Month. you know, take part in White Pride Month. But again, just don't do any of those activities on the Southwest side of the city, and you should be okay.
Yeah, I think you gotta know where you can go with that. But yeah, it's it's not advised. So basically, what you're saying is that you believe that white people should become niggas.
They should become this. Well, um, yeah, technically they are at this point. And honestly, being a straight white male in America right now is probably the lowest form of scum in a lot of people's eyes
Mm.
nowadays. Which, like I said, I'm saying a lot of this in jest, man, but it really is saying that the state of race relations is what it is at this particular point in time. We should be a whole lot further along, and it seems that we're going backwards um, uh, as far as uh, race relations go. But now the roles have flipped, you know. So and the reason is I just think that a lot of black people in America are very hypocritical, especially many of those that call themselves believers in God and all of that, Christians. It baffles me how these are some of the most hateful people, and I'm not bashing on them, per se, but these are some of the most hateful, hypocritical people because we supposed to be as Christians, we supposed to be the people that are forgiving, and you basically are holding uh, white people that didn't have nothing to do with your ancestors' struggle or even your current struggle. Uh, you're holding them accountable, and just like I said yesterday when we was in the Discord, simply if you were to go outside and a black man, you would go outside and see a white, full-grown white man, and call him a white boy. Nobody's gonna say anything about that. No problem with that. But a full-grown white man going outside and seeing a full-grown black man calls him a black boy, you automatically racist. Does that make any sense at all?
I don't think it does.
I mean, it's a double standard. But hey, that's where we are at this point, man. But that's just the way I look at things, man. I know I'm a little bit different. You know, some people say I'm, a whole lot of different things. But and for those of y'all that do think that, I really don't care. It doesn't bother me at all because I'm still down who I am. I'm true to me. So screw you.
Did you catch the thing? I caught like a bit of it. I really wasn't. I didn't get the whole story, so maybe you may be more familiar with it. But the Chick-fil-A guy, and what was he saying? Was it like the CEO of Chick-fil-A? Somebody in the chat may know what I'm talking about, but I think the CEO of Chick-fil-A, and he was saying something along the lines of that white people should be washing black people's feet. Good night, either guy.
Oh, hey, yeah, man. I saw that foolishness, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. And a lot of that stuff was going on during the height of COVID, where you had a lot of these people, and I know I posted several things about this during that time, where you had a lot of white people kissing the shoes of these what you call them, the dang, what's that group of
Hebrew Israelites.
self huh?
You talking about the Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, kissing their boots and all this kind of stuff. Man, you don't have to degrade yourself like that, man. Whatever your ancestors did or might have did, it has no bearing on you. That was generations ago. Stop kissing black folks, but you know, uh, it don't make no sense. You don't, as a man, you don't put yourself beneath another man like that. I be, I'm not kissing no other man's foot. I ain't kissing no other man's nothing. You know, just to try to make up for something. No, that is the most foolish and that is the lowest form of self-loathing that you could ever put yourself in under. You know what I mean? I don't like. I would never be able to respect you as a man if I ever saw you do something like that. Like never. I couldn't respect you. Like have some respect for yourself. Yeah, that dude, he was tripping with that.
What if you met the Pope and he told you to kiss the ring?
Man, I ain't doing that either.
How disrespectful. Okay.
I think Obama did, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's the president of the United States
But
of America? You know,
we
he,
know what he is
he was the
anyway.
best. He was the best president that we've ever had.
Yeah, he's a fun boy too. So take that how you want to.
Hmm. That is interesting. Okay. Okay. I got one last question for you, Mr. Broderick.
Yes, sir.
One last question. Um, should white people be allowed to say the N word?
Why not? Just don't do it on top of it either. And see there again, the most hypocritical stuff. We talk about this word, it's like that's the dumbest thing, man. We use this word that we say is so degrading and so insulting to us, yet we call ourselves this uh, with no problem, no issue. But it's supposed to be if a word is supposed to be that degrading to you, then seems like to me you wouldn't ever want to utter that word, especially to call another brother this word or whatever. But then you have the nerve to say, well, we can use it, but you can't. And see, here's the other thing. If anybody else can use that word but white folks,
Yeah.
Mexicans can use it, any other race of people, I've seen Asians use it.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, don't matter who you are, you just can't be white and use the word. And it's absolutely ridiculous. If you don't like the word that much, stop using it. And if you're gonna use it, then you can't tell somebody else what they can and can't say. But again, just not in Southwest Houston.
No. Yeah, I would recommend you just don't do much of anything in Southwest Houston. That's just your best bet overall. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, just stay away from that. Stay off of this and that. Don't be hanging with Swisher. Uh, and you good.
did you say don't hang with Swisher?
Yeah, don't be hanging with Swisher.
That's very unfortunate. I think that Swisher's a good person, and that's a very rude thing of you to say. But hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Okay. All right, that's a bit. Anything else that's on your mind there, Mr. Broderick? Reverend Sir Broderick Senior? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
That's all I had, sir. I just wanted to call in and support us being and this thing back. I mean, like I said. Yeah, I think self promotion. Got to self promote.
Yes.
Hey, look here, all y'all listening. You got to go on YouTube, check out the Be For Real Show. That's BEE4 Real Show. Check that out. Uh, I'm trying to get to my 1,000 subscribers. I'm right there at 500. So help your boy out so I can get monetized. And if you know anything about me, my channel you know, is black conservatism, it's common sense uh, type of stuff. It's biblical, it's comedy, whatever. Well, not whatever, because I do have my limits or whatever. But yeah, just go on check it out, man. The videos I do put out, I don't put them out as often as I should. Kind of got kind of like Huncho. So I'm talk about you in the same breath.
I catch a slug.
But
I'm just minding my business. I just catch a slug. Just see.
yeah, you go catch that, go take that one. But yeah, go check out the Be For Real show, man, and I'll be dropping some more content here soon. Give it a like and subscribe, and check us out down in the comment section, man. Let's get this thing popping. And me and Huncho supposed to be collabing on something real soon here, so that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be
But yeah, I put a
good.
lot of effort into it, man. So I appreciate y'all's support. Y'all check that out.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Well, I think we got a very interesting topic. we're gonna find a good date and time here real soon because I think it's a conversation that really needs to be had, especially if we're looking at the state of the world today. Because I don't think people know what
Absolutely.
they really be saying sometimes. So okay. So shout out to Mr. Broderick.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
So, and then you can find the Be For Real show like on I got like the little favorites channels thing on the page. If you look up there, his page is up there. So if y'all, I know some folks in here is a little illiterate, and some of them y'all a little more special needs than others, but it's okay. We still love y'all. We all damn folk. Just click on the deal, and you can find it there. It should be
Yeah.
very easy. So yeah.
Yeah, y'all gonna check that out, man. I need 10 more subs to get to 500. Y'all gonna push the ball over that number, man. I appreciate you.
Already. Well, shout out to Mr. Broderick. I appreciate you calling in to the den this evening, sir.
All right, bro, brother.
Already.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all got to deal with the beef stuff till we get it figured out. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Belle. I figured I needed to balance up some of that testosterone y'all had going on tonight.
What? Testosterone. That's
Yeah, you know how that happens.
I don't know. I think there's some hating going on. How you doing this evening, Miss Bell?
I'm doing good.
Okay.
I'm doing real good. Let's see, what was tonight? Oh, yeah, I definitely answered that question already in the chat box. I am too old to be playing those kind of games.
What's that? The poly relationship? You're not for the poly relationship?
You know, maybe when I was younger, if I had time to play with all the extra energy, but as it is, no, I don't.
Well, who said it has to be all physical? What if it's a situation where Miss Bell, she got her two men to take care of chores around the house and build birdhouses and shit? I mean, like, you could have, it could be
I
a
get
more
that now.
companionship.
I mean, after raising kids and doing all that, I just want to relax and chill. I don't want to have it to be an extra job having an extra man.
What if...
And if it was two women, I don't play that game, so we're all good right there.
That's terrible. Why not two women? What if one of them did the cooking and the other one did the
First
cleaning?
of all, I am very, what's the word I want? Jealous. And if I want a one-on-one person. I don't need to worry about them, doing whatever they're doing. That's just not my thing. I got into be in a straight relationship. I didn't get into a, what do they call that, a throuple. Not my thing. I mean, other people, that's fine. If they can handle it and it's okay and they can keep the jealousy under control. But my life experience, there's usually always one person more jealous of the other in those kind of situations, and sometimes even one-on-one relationships.
So do you think that being in a multiple partner relationship is more dangerous than being in a one-to-one relationship?
That actually all depends on the individuals and how much toxicity is in their own personal shit. If you've got three people who have their head on their shoulders and all their stuff in check, it should go fine. But if you've got somebody that's off kilter, it throws the whole thing off balance.
Okay. I'm gonna present the question to you kind of in the manner in which I presented to Reverend Brooks.
All right, hold on a second. Sorry to turn the volume up. What'd you say?
I said I'm going to present the question to you in the same manner that I presented the question to Reverend Brooks. So,
Okay.
hypothetically, okay, If you were in a poly relationship,
Multiple?
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just call it poly relationship. Say you had, well, we gave Brooks 3 hypothetical wives, so we'll give you 3 hypothetical husbands. One short of the lady in Seattle that Dan had mentioned. So let's give you 3 hypothetical husbands. How would you rank your husband? How would you rank who would get the priority attention from you?
Probably the one that would be the most bonding. Whether it be sexually or whether it be just time-wise. The other 2 would be housework and duties. And I'm not playing any different than Broderick did.
So
The first one's always arm candy. And whether it's what they can bring to the table financially, what they can do culinary-wise, what they can do, whatever it is, the best of the best is at the top.
what if they can build a
And it works
table and
its way
put
down.
food on it?
What?
So what if they can build a table and put food on it?
That would be nice. I mean, I take care of myself, so that's fine. But yeah, if there's the larger the contribution, obviously, that's going to definitely bring something to the table. And it doesn't always have to be financial. I mean, you know, you can have somebody that might be great in the bedroom, but doesn't always have a great paycheck.
So, if in this hypothetical polyamorous situation, so let's say one of the 3 husbands is just a dirty dog, and he goes out and cheats. How does this hurt?
Oh, he's gone.
And so he's gone. So,
He's gone. I don't play that.
So I mean, does this hurt the unit? Do you have to replace him, or does the unit shrink down to just 3? What is?
No, you
Ms.
just
Bell
cut your
doing?
losses. You cut your losses if there's not going to be any loyalty or any honesty. I mean, you want to walk away and you want to be with somebody else, that's fine. But you cheat and you lie about it, you're done.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
But I feel that about straight relationships and monogamous relationships too. Don't let your ass hit you in the butt on the way out.
Well,
If I'm willing to put hard work into this relationship, I expect the same.
interesting. So, how would you settle a dispute between your 3 hypothetical husbands?
Depends on the situation. Everything would have to probably be calendared and organized and all that, which is why I don't have time for that, and I'm not doing all the work for it. It's just in a different way. Instead of raising children, you're having extra roommates, in a sense. And everything has to be coordinated.
So how does that work? Do you put them on a schedule?
Probably, yeah. You know, I think that it's more palatable and more acceptable in rural settings because there's so much to be done, whether it's farmland or suburbia or whatever. But I don't see it as much in the city as I do in the more rural areas.
So, I don't
Doesn't
know.
mean it's not happening. It just doesn't mean I'm obvious about it, seeing it.
So since you are bringing the estrogen, the feminine energy, since there was too much testosterone going on, maybe you would probably be the best to answer this particular question.
Well, I represent me. I don't represent the whole group, so I just want to put that right out there.
Oh well, it's on you now, so you're gonna have to take responsibility for it.
Hey, I'll do what I'll do.
We
Go ahead.
we generalize in the den and we make people responsible for their entire culture. But
That's bullshit.
So-
I'm a grain of sand on a beach.
so right now, I would say in America, I know for sure, but probably I would assume the majority of the world, considering, you know.
Globally. Hmm.
But women outnumber men, right?
This is true.
So if a woman is having a hard time finding a solid one-to-one relationship, do you think that she should maybe consider opening up her options to consider a poly relationship?
That is so individual. I mean, that's like a snowflake. Each person has to decide for themselves what their boundary levels are and what their red flags are and what they're willing to do and what they're not willing to do. You know, I can't, like I said, speak for anybody else. I've already checked that off my box. That's just not something I want to do.
You check what off your box?
Not being a throuple of any kind or poly relationship or all that. That's just nope.
Okay.
And I'm good with that.
So
it doesn't mean other people can't, and nor do I have any judgment about it. It's just not something I would do.
Okay.
I don't have the time or the energy for it.
That's very unfortunate. But I mean, like, well, I don't know. So, yeah.
You throw it out. If I want to answer it, I will. You know that.
No, because it's kind of redundant. So it's no
Okay.
big deal. Okay. So I'm just wondering your thoughts on that. The most ghetto place that you've ever been.
Actually, volunteering to help with homeless encampments and things is probably the hardest one. And it didn't really have anything to do with, I mean, I've been in the projects in Boston in the 15-story buildings, and I've been in some of the ghettos in the South, and it just doesn't really matter. I mean, you can have the cleanest apartment in the city, and the cockroaches still can be bigger than the doorknob. You can be in the South and deal with all kinds of, drugs and violence and stuff. But encampments, that's where it's like the most nasty because the cross-contamination and the health issues are more there than anything else. And I'm not sure that's where you were going with that. So when you say ghetto, kind of define that. Are you looking for violence? Are you looking for health concerns? Are you looking for what?
Whatever ghetto means to you. I leave certain things kind of undefined because, I like to see how people interpret those things. But
well, okay, let me broaden that horizon because I don't think ghettos. Yes, it's specifically usually allocated to urban cultural living of tight quarters and poor population. But I've seen a lot of white trailer trash that can be considered white ghetto. So it just kind of depends on which cultural unit is together and what poverty level you're looking at.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, if you go to some of the mountains and at the Appalachian Mountains, I mean, you've got mountain people who live and still have outhouses. And that's considered ghetto because they don't have inside plumbing.
Would you live somewhere that didn't have plumbing or running water?
No. I was blessed to grow up with indoor plumbing. Now, my mom's family had a farm, and they didn't have cold. They only had cold running water until she was about 16, and they had a farm. But her parents grew up in the Depression. So, I mean, everything is relative to the circumstances that people are in.
Have you ever met a polyamorous person?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just, like I said, it's just not for me. There's too many head games in it, I think. And that's just observation. That's not experience.
So you feel like homeless people are ghetto?
No, I don't. I just find that they have the lowest health situations and the highest amount of need for cleanliness, which they can't always have due to the circumstances. I mean, if you don't have water and you're able to get clean and to be healthy, then that takes a toll on everything.
Oh, Broderick said something in the last call, and you seemed
Okay.
that in the comment section that you slightly disagreed with his particular take. What is it that you didn't care for about Broderick's call when he said that, you know, white people should wear
About
their
the
pride?
white people?
Yes.
I think honestly there would be so much backlash towards white people if they promoted white power when it was about, I don't know, a couple of years ago when we were going through, it was post Black Lives Matter, but then it was like white people said white people's lives matter. Then it just became a whole racial issue, and then it was Blue Lives Matter, then it was this one matter. Well, you know what? Everybody matters on an individual basis. And on the whole, we're all going to be in our own cliques and our own cultures and our own, you know, ethnicities.
So you're saying all lives matter?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, people do bad things. It doesn't always make you a bad person. I know that sounds screwed up, but don't take me off the path at this point. Let me stay right on it. What I mean by that is that I find that I don't have to prove that I'm a good person as being white. I show that with my actions and my integrity and my being genuine. You know, I don't have to advertise that or display that. That's just not how I am. Other people, they want to do that, that's fine. You know, I understand why other people don't. I just don't have that need to do that. You know, because then it allows people to question my integrity and what I do because I'm putting it out there. And as soon as you put it out on a T-shirt or a billboard, everything comes into being scrutinized by the public or by society. And I don't need that shit.
Do you think that at the very least white people should have a white entertainment television?
We've had white entertainment television since the beginning. I mean, it's finally becoming more, what's the word we always use? I can't think right at the moment. But it's definitely becoming a little more than it ever was, and it needs to become more diverse than it is even now.
So, do you think that people should change classics and add characters of color in them for the sake of diversity?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, the whole mermaids thing, at first I was pissed off about it, and then I saw all the ads for it, and it was like, you know what, that's actually not a bad thing.
What initially made you upset about it?
Well, okay, first of all, I feel that way about remakes on any level. Let's step back a moment. Did you know that Tyler Perry just bought BET?
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
So for the first time in I think it's 27 years or something, it's finally being owned, has black ownership again.
Well, shout out to Tyler Perry.
Yep, good for him.
All Medea, all the time. Tyler Perry Television. Oh, man.
Well, the thing is it definitely gives an opening where others aren't able to. And if that's a good thing, then that's a good thing. You know, it's just like everything. Life has to be about moderation. Too much of one thing might not be good.
That's true. In any aspect, too much of anything can be detrimental for you.
Exactly, which is why polyamorous is not for me, because too much of any one thing is not good.
But like, what if you got bored with the schedule? You could like maybe roll some dice or something. Like, how would you shake it up?
Honestly, I am low maintenance when it comes to that. I mean, it's been 13 years. My husband's been gone 4, so I'm definitely low maintenance when it comes to that.
Well, let me do some mathematical adjustment here. Yes, we discussed the age last night, and you said 13 years, as in like a 1 and a 3?
2010.
2010.
More like 29 because it was January 2010, so more like 29.
That's absurd. That's ridiculous. What's wrong with you? You gotta go.
It's called being a married woman.
Well, 13 years. Yeah, you just stay on the porch, Miss Bell. Don't get back out there. People are crazy now.
Hey, I'm
you
all
get caught
good
up in
with
some
that.
shit you'll never recover from, and then your mind will be all frazzled, and just stay on the porch and make pies and stuff, because it's a crazy world out there. It's 13 years. The innovations the technology that has been created in 13 years. We just stay away from that.
Wait a minute. I didn't say that I was broken down and wasn't able to get out there. I'm just choosing not to.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm saying I just recommend that you just stay put. That's the safest thing, because it's
yeah, in my age group and up, I mean, STDs are such on the rise. It's not even funny.
That's not funny.
No, it's not, especially when it's nursing homes and watching all that go on.
So Broderick says he's questioning, like, if it's okay for them to have Black Power T-shirts, what's the problem with having a White Power T-shirt?
Well, the thing is empowerment is fine if you choose to do that. That's just not my thing.
I think, Broderick, you should call in and ask yourself. I think you should resolve this.
The question is why do you feel like you have to empower yourself that much as a billboard rather than just being who you are?
But, so are you saying that should go across the board for all races, like not just white people?
Yeah. Okay, honestly, if you feel a need that you have to do that, that's in you and that's what you need to do. I just personally don't feel like that's something I need to do. It's not a matter of being, judgmental of somebody else. It's just not for me. And if you feel like you need that empowerment and you need that boost, then hey, that's great. And I think that's where a lot of the LGBT community comes from, is that they need to have that empowerment of knowing that they feel shared and they feel safe and they feel like people know who they are. Which, honestly...
Are white people entitled to the same right?
I think everybody has that same right. How they choose to use it is good, as long as they're not doing it to push their agenda on somebody else. It's okay to promote yourself, but not push an agenda. And I think that's the difference.
What if a group of Caucasian people wearing white power shirts went down to their local homeless encampment? I was going to say ghetto, but we'll say homeless encampment. And they were out there being of service to everyone in need. Would that change the context? Would that change the outlook that you would have on somebody wearing that?
Okay, you're asking me to speculate on probably two radically different groups of people. I don't know. I mean, it would definitely it would start things out in a chaos of conversation until something could be worked out, because it doesn't mean that you're not going to have white people in these homeless encampments, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to trigger other people. And that's part of it. If you're going to help somebody else, don't trigger them in the process.
So you think that it would actually have more of a negative impact by them wearing those type of shirts, even though they were out there doing
I think so.
So you don't think that it would give people a different, hey, these people are just proud of being white, but they're here to help as well. You don't think that would?
Well, being helpful doesn't mean that, because it can come across as boastful and bragging rather than just going in and doing a good thing. Why do you think that they have waiters and waitresses in uniforms and they're very, sort of out of the picture because they're doing a service? They're not there to promote themselves. They're there to work for what they're doing.
So what I'm getting is,
however, and I do want to say this, white people going into an encampment also can look like a threat, even though it may not be, because there's a potential of it being a minority group going in to helping a majority group being kind of, I wouldn't say empowered, but just sort of entitled. And it can come across as entitled to other folks. And that's my presumption. I may be wrong. Been that more than once.
Okay. So, again, just changing the scenario here. I don't even know how we got here. So what if you had a group of angry rainbow flag carrying people barging into another group of people who, just maybe sitting doing what they normally do? Say if you just kind of swap it around, right? So would you be able to say that,
I don't think that would go over any better, to be honest with you, because a group that acts entitled coming into a potential other group can be triggering.
Okay. So nobody gets pride shirts, or everybody gets pride shirts, but not like pride.
It's not so much like pride as much as like entitled to say this is who I am, and you can't bust my balls about it is the problem. It becomes a shield rather than it just being this is who I am. I mean, there are some people who are more obvious than others by whether we look at their skin, whether we look at their attitude, whether we hear their tone of voice, is something is going to give them away about themselves. But to shove their particular it's situational. It's adjusting to the audience that you're in. When you go to church, you're not all about the cussing and the language and everything else. The audience is you hold your tongue and you do what you're supposed to do. Well, the same thing when you're dealing with an audience that may not be particularly familiar to you. You don't go in at like a bull in a china shop. And sometimes T-shirts can be confrontational. Whether they're meant to offend or not, they can.
All right, I got one last question for you, Ms. Bell. Or one last off-the-wall question. If you could have anything for Christmas, what would it be?
Two round-trip tickets to anywhere I want to go.
So where would you go?
Probably one up north to visit family, and the other one down south to visit family and friends.
You got 2 round-trip tickets to go wherever you want to go. You're going to waste them on friends and family?
Yep.
What? It's terrible. Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
I don't get a chance. I mean, I'm like 800 miles away from each one of them on either end, so to have that connection is important to me.
Yeah, I would be.
Now, if there was a man in my life, that Christmas gift would totally change. However, since there isn't, I'm good without it.
But I gave you a hypothetical where you could have 3 options.
And okay, if I can have, yeah, unlimited tickets to go wherever I want.
That's gonna get expensive.
Yeah, I'll figure out the expenses later.
Okay, so if you could have unlimited tickets to go wherever you wanted, that's what you would want for Christmas?
Not all, friends and family. I would probably want to do a cruise, maybe Aruba. I I don't know, maybe stay out on the islands. I got family in South America.
What if somebody said you could have unlimited tickets, but you had to fly
Definitely
Spirit?
go to Italy.
But you have to fly Spirit Airlines though. You go wherever you want to go, but you got to fly Spirit.
Oh, fly Spirit. Okay, so that means I'm going more towards the west. That would be Arizona, Colorado, California. Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. I could probably do Florida. I could probably do Louisiana. Yeah, that's not so bad.
All right. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Hunter, you have a good night,
All right,
and we'll talk to y'all later.
All right, Ms. Bell, thank you for calling. You have a good night as well.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. Ms. Bell getting slick. Shout out to AB, shout out to Miss B, shout out to Sarah, shout out to, I wrote out a couple other names. I see Professor Trill in the building, but he don't get no damn shout out. Nobody don't shout out to Trill. I'm a tired man. Like, I'm gonna put the link in there because we definitely will hop in the Discord after. Cartier, Sweetberry, Texas Oiler, and Power. I saw y'all in here earlier. If I missed you, I ain't did you, I promise. I'm just a tired person. Tired and I'm hungry. Eating a bunch of fucking berries today. We eat fucking cherries and what is that, raspberries and blackberries. I ain't got no damn blueberries. Strawberries and shit. I don't know why the fuck. I'm trying to get away from. I'm lying. I'm trying to get away from like eating too much boxed fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? But so the only box shit I got is popcorn, kettle corn actually. So I'm eating all these fucking berries, but this shit is not fucking satisfying as a snack. I need something even more loaded with sugar and twice as unhealthy. Like my westernized diet will not allow it. Now Sarah was in here earlier. I don't know if she's in here now. I know she said that she was coming out. D the Gamble. Don't tell me. Well, see, that's the problem with women, folks. Women are always trying to tell you what to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, look, I'm making it. We're going to be all right. I got the damn Discord link thing. I'll drop that in the chat. So if you're not in Discord, make sure you're on Discord. You know how we do after the stream. We hop in the Discord for the after party. We get in there, we chop it up, and say Rudy. Oh, no, that's fucking funny. That was fucking funny. Yeah, man. I'm just, yeah. So I said, the after party, Discord, we chop it up, we talk shit, you know what I'm saying? And all that. I know, Miss Me talking about she don't tell nobody what to do. Miss Me, we have all been blessed by some of your chatter and calls. I'm going to say I respectfully disagree. All you gotta do is hit the link, and if you don't have a Discord account, you might have to sign up for it. But it ain't really nothing. It's just it's pretty quick, and then but that link will take you to the Den server, and then you just hit the Den voice when we in there. But yeah, just hit that link right there. Fat fop. That's terrible. Let me see. What else we got going on? Terrible person. Terrible people. No comment. I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to make it. I'm trying to give y'all the full. homemade beef jerky. It's no comment. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that whole thing just alone. We ain't no bot in here yet. I still gotta cause the bot I used to use, that motherfucker don't work no more. And then there's some new shit out, but it requires a lot more effort to make it do what I want it to do. So I hadn't really taken the time to set up the bots. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if that one is set up. I don't think it is. What's the other one? It might not be challenged. It might be. Let me see. Let me see if this works. I don't know if it's this one. It might be dual. I don't know. Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, well, we got the beef back in the den. Hold up, baby. You say jerky from deer look like shit. That's what I'm saying. All that homemade beef jerky. Out of what? Out of what? There ain't no cows around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just go steal an illegal cow and just make some beef jerky. Anyway, I appreciate all the calls. Shout out to everybody who did call. I'm a tired ass motherfucker. But I still will jump in the Discord after this. And I would just say be wary of which links you click. You don't want to end up in the danger zone. I'm tired. Shit. Miss Bell, that's what she said. It's time for me to go to fucking bed. Yeah, it's definitely time. I'm actually gonna watch some damn wrestling. That's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I don't know what else. I'm tired. I'm just at this point. I'm rambling, and all that. Heidi ruined the show as usual. Heidi El Shakal. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the Discord link. Blickety blickety. Sarah was here. I saw Sarah. I saw lovely Miss Sarah. And yeah, I'm faded. I'm fading out. Faded too, probably too. But yeah, I got nothing. Ain't no point in me even trying to force it. So what we gonna do? We'll call it a wrap. Slide in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, be in that thing. We're gonna chop it up. We had a good conversation earlier too. You know what I'm saying? We had some stuff going on. I'm gonna start trying to use the ground. Yeah. Oh, let me do those things that you're supposed to do, like promote your shit. Follow Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and on Twitter. The Den Show. I think I have some social media pages for that. It's probably Den Show Live. I don't know, man. I'll remember tomorrow. I'm gonna go to bed. Well, I'm gonna go to Discord. Try not to fall asleep in the Discord, then go to bed. But don't meet me there, beat me there, and all that good stuff. IG, Heidi does have a funny IG. She's a terrible person though. All right. Well, with that being said, trying to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. That ain't what I used to say in here. That was in sauce. Y'all got to go home. Y'all got to get the fuck out of here. Just I don't know if you still got my email or whatever. I don't know if you have or not. If you got any trouble getting into it, Miss Me, just send me a message on Facebook or wherever. You know, just if you still got the information, and I'll help you get in there. I'll check in a second. Don't follow me down the street. I'm gonna make a bad joke. I'm finna go to bed. I'm gonna make a bad joke. It is time to go to sleep. I will see y'all in the Discord. I don't even know how to cut this shit off. Where's the exit? Where's the sign?